Friday morning, 2-minute drill time. Jim Monaghan, Chris Swendeman here on the DHA Morning Jolt. We're coming up on Memorial Day weekend. Lots of great baseball stuff going on. We've got hockey playoffs. We've got basketball playoffs. So what are we talking about this morning, Swendeman?
Football, because of
Ex-
course we are.
exactly. And you and I were talking before we came on the air this morning. The Giants announced the Century Red 100th season commemorative uniforms, and you're not a fan.
Not all things vintage have to be brought back. And I'll just say this, Jim. When I first saw them, it looked like the old Chicago White Sox jerseys and the Montreal Canadiens jerseys got locked in a washer and dryer and had an ugly love child and outspit the new Giants uniforms. They are horrific.
I get what they're doing. It's the 100th anniversary. They're taking pieces of what, three different years, right?
Right.
1925, 1933, and 1937 or 38.
1938. Right.
But boy, it is a mishmash. I'm hoping that they grow on me the way the Mets City Connect uniforms have grown on me, but I don't know.
It's funny because they're not the only team to have done this. Chicago, for one, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh all have their really old vintage jerseys, and they are all just as ugly. Like maybe sometimes going back isn't a thing. Like we could just live in the now.
Maybe, listen, at least they're not using the leather helmets. Meanwhile, let's get to the schedules. Both the Giants and Jets schedules came out a little bit earlier this week. Both teams will be playing overseas. The
Mm-hmm.
Giants
Yeah.
against Carolina in Germany, the Jets against the Vikings in London, and both close out the season. I know we're looking way ahead,
Right.
but both close out the seasons with interesting matchups. The Giants against the Eagles in Philadelphia, and the Jets against the Dolphins. And you think, boy, if these teams are competitive, if they've got a playoff berth coming up, both of those games could be very exciting.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, Christmas came early for the Jets because their schedule, other than San Francisco in week one on Monday Night Football, they can really do some damage early on in the year and six primetime games in the first 11 for the Jets. So the Jets could really make it happen. That week 18 matchup at home versus Miami, who does not play well in the cold, could be very interesting and very important for the Jets.
And then the matchup a lot of people are looking forward to, Giants Eagles with Saquon Barkley. I believe that is week 7 at
It is.
MetLife Stadium. That place will be rocking for that game.
Oh, Barkley coming back as an Eagle. This is going to be, and the fans are going to be raucous, and that is going to be must see TV.
How much of a loose cannon do you think Aaron Rodgers will be? He's had an interesting offseason, to say the least.
I think once the season starts, Jim, I got to be honest, I think he'll be focused because the injury took him out last year, and he standing on the sidelines is not his thing. So I think he's going to be laser focused. And if they can keep him upright, he may actually take them somewhere this year.
And that's the 2-minute drill for a Friday morning here at 105.5 WDHA. Swendeman, we'll talk again next Friday.
You got it, Jim. Talk to you soon.